Good morning. Charles Osgood is taking the day off. I'm Anthony Mason, and this is a special edition of Sunday Morning. It's our annual money issue, particularly timely this year when so many people have so much less money than they did 1 year ago. Quick, look busy. If your boss started prowling around looking for deadwood to fire, would you know what to do to save your job? Bill Geis knows. He's been talking to an expert.
I'll get right on that, Chief. You know, looking busy at work has never been more important than in these recessionary times. Later on Sunday morning, we'll meet a looking busy coach with tips to make you look positively indispensable.
All that and more coming up.
In these recessionary times, it's never been more important to look busy at work, even when you're not.
Hey guys, I'm Drew Settee. I'm America's Looking Busy coach.
No. One of the more unusual side effects of this recession has to be Drew Settee, a looking busy coach.
The average American worker only works like 5.5 hours out of every 8. That leaves 2.5 hours a day or 12.5 hours a week in an average work week that you have to look busy when you're not busy. And there are a lot of ways to do that.
Take doodling at your desk, for example.
When you're doodling, you don't want to look like you're doodling. You want to look like you're working really hard. It's all in the facial expression and the attitude. The look you're trying to achieve is, what I'm doing is so important that you are going to mess up the entire company's future if you stop me to ask me a question.
Trying to look busy is nothing new, of course. It's been explored on Seinfeld.
I always look annoyed. Well, when you look annoyed all the time, people think that you're busy. Think about it.
And in this Dilbert bestseller. But lately, looking busy has taken on more urgency. Drew is conducting seminars, like this one last week for the staff and students of the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale.
Many email programs have a send later function. So you can specify a time to send it. So like say you have a 2 o'clock movie you really need to catch, okay? So you program an email to go out at 3, at 3:30, at 4, at 5, and then I would put one at 8 or 9 just for good measure, and copy your boss on all of those.
He also teaches some desperate measures for these desperate times.
Now, the reason for the powder blue shirt, hold sweat like a maniac. Dip and spritz. Dip and spritz. Now look at me. Oh my God, I love this company. Where's the Johnson file?
There's much more to learn. Stay tuned for my private lesson in looking busy.
Abstraction.
Looking busy at work, so important in these economically uncertain times, starts with your wardrobe.
For years have always kept my tie undone, my shirt just a little ruffled, because it sends the message of I'm too busy to worry about the niceties of a starched shirt and a tight collar.
Drew Settee, a professional looking busy at work coach, taught me some of the basics.
Cluttered desktop is always the best key to sending a message that you're busy.
On your messy desk, you build a wall.
Books are good, diplomas.
That's nice, you're a family man.
Family pictures.
Yeah.
If you don't have them, take other people's families, other people's diplomas.
Because it doesn't really matter what they look. So you've got your bank, your dam
Yes,
there.
this
They
is
can't
your
see
shield.
over, it's your shield.
Right, this is your safe place inside here.
And now you're ready to start looking busy when you're not.
This is one of my favorites. This looks like a calculator.
Yeah,
it looks like a calculator from a distance, but it's actually your great poker blackjack player. These buttons sound like you're pressing a calculator.
Computer monitor placement is critical. Like I have my screen positioned so you can't really see it too well from the doorway. It's not a great angle like this, but it's pretty good. And so is knowing the alternate tab trick. So you've got the solitaire up.
Right.
The boss approaches.
Alt-tab. Spreadsheets back up. And the nice thing about these keys is that it's a little less obvious than clicking the mouse to minimize the screens, because a lot of the bosses will get that trick. And this you can do with one hand.
I had to ask, is napping possible?
It is possible. It's it's for the more aggressive looking busy candidate. You can't be risk averse if you're going to take a nap. You have to lie on the floor with your head under the desk well. Seriously. If you're trying to leave the office, it's helpful to have like a priority mail thing or a FedEx or UPS so that, you know, they think you're going.
Let's try it.
Okay, yeah. And you have to have a very concerned look on your face, too.
Kind of look at the floor.
Yeah.
Walking briskly to nowhere with worky-looking materials is a key technique.
Later, I'll try some of these tips back here in my home office. After extensive training in how to look busy at work, I do know that you have to start with a messy desk. And you add some food wrappers, which tells the boss you're way too busy for anything but fast food.
You'll want to wear a telephone headset so you can always say you're busy on the phone.
You've got to learn to pace yourself. If you've got a 20-page report to copy, make 20 trips, 1 page at a time. Hi, Martha.
Hello again.
I'm just heading down the copying machine. Hey, Martha.
Again.
Now, if you want to get away to a day spa or maybe go for a half a day of sport fishing, set some of this stuff out on your desk. Nobody's going to want to track you down.
There are occasions when you want to look busy for days at a time.
Say, could you do me a big favor and open my office door and bring in the newspapers and maybe make it look like I'm there working?
Hey, you're going to do this, you've got to do it right. You can't leave the newspapers out there like that. And look, make it look as if you're just stepped away from your desk, you know what I mean?
Nobody said taking it easy at work was going to be easy. It takes a lot of work.